Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Angela Anderson Show, where we are helping moms live their dream while taking care of their family. I'm so glad that you are here with me today. And let me just tell you a little bit about why I created this show. This show is a result of a virtual summit that I hosted during the summer of 2022. It was called Get Your Life on Track, Walk in Your Purpose. For those of you who were able to attend that summit, you remember that the focus was on mothers who wanted to identify their purpose and live it fully while taking care of their family. So for 14 days, I interviewed top speakers and influencers who shared information and great tips that assisted mothers in finding their purpose, pursuing their goals, and living their dream, all while taking care of their family. So there was such a popular demand for it. So I created this talk show where I can continue to empower moms out there to see their value, understand their importance, and reclaim their identity. So here we are, and I have an amazing topic that I want to talk to you about today. It's concerning a mission statement. Sounds pretty basic, right? Just having a mission statement. Well, I want to talk about it not just in definition, but how it actually pertains to all of us. But first, let's go to a commercial. If you are looking for a devotional that's down to earth and lighthearted, just when I thought I knew God, that's the book for you. It's a 40-day devotional journal with an area for you to write notes after each daily devotion. So it makes a great gift for yourself, for family, for loved ones. It is available now on Amazon, and it is also in Kindle format. So purchase your copy today, and while you're there getting one for yourself, you can also get one again for a friend or someone that you really care about. Okay, we are back. Now, I mentioned that I wanted to talk about a mission statement. And first, I want to tell you, most of you know, or I shouldn't say most of you, but those who are familiar with me, and maybe you've attended one of my master classes or you just know me, you know that I have a background in human resources. And for years, I was working in the field. And one of the things that I used to do, if I was introduced to a company a couple of times, well, maybe more than a couple, quite a few times, I would go into a company where maybe they were not too familiar with the whole topic of human resources, or they didn't see the value of a human resources department and what we could bring to the company. And there are a few occasions where I had the privilege of designing a employee handbook. And within that handbook would be the mission statement for the company. And a lot of companies have this. I would have to say, I would hope that the majority of companies have this. And why is this so important, the mission statement? So, a mission statement, first of all, in terms of an organization, it has three major components. And you can find this information anywhere, but I just want to go through it with you really quickly. Okay. First, purpose. Okay. There is an explanation of the organization's reason for existing. That's the purpose. Why is the organization there? And that should be in the mission statement. The next thing should be the vision. And that is simply a description of what the organization wants to achieve in the future. Okay. So we've got purpose, we got vision, and next, values. Values. What are the organization's core values that will guide the organization's behavior and decisions, right? So once an organization has a mission statement, okay, every person whether you want to call them employees, whether you want to call them team members. And again, it just depends on where you work and what they say. But every person that walks into that organization, they should see that mission statement, not just in the employee handbook, folded away somewhere in a book. It should be on the wall. It should be somewhere visible. It should be somewhere where every single employee would find a connection to that mission. When they come to work, they're going to know why they're there. They're going to know why the organization exists. And they're going to find purpose, as I said, connection with that mission and understand why they're there at work, okay? And why the company's doing what they're doing and what they value. And that would give someone more of an incentive to come to work, right? So it's you're not going to be like that guy. Do you remember that commercial way back when, Time to Make the Donuts, right? There's a guy, he would just go into work and he would just mumble, "Time to make the donuts." That was back in the day, those commercials, if you remember that. I think I'm revealing my age at this point. But you don't want to be that guy, right? You want to have a purpose for coming into work, and you want to be connected to that mission, right? And really, it's the organization's responsibility to communicate that mission in order to get everybody on board. And so this is what leads me to this. I sat there and I thought about it for a second. And, being a life coach for moms, I sat there and I'm like, you know what? Every single person should have a mission statement. It doesn't matter who you are. Every single person should have a mission statement, even if you're not a mom, by the way. If you're on here, and I know some people listen in, even if you're not a mom, and I appreciate you so much, and I'm hoping that you're benefiting from this too. But every person should have a mission statement. And it's almost like you sit there and you think, well, what is my reason for existing? Remember, we talked about the components of a mission statement, the purpose. What is my reason for being on this earth? And I'll tell you right now, every one of us has a contribution to make to this world. Every one of us. And it's our responsibility to figure out what that is. And once we do figure out what that is, it's our responsibility to take hold of that and then pursue it. And just do it. Be here in the moment, in your purpose, find your purpose, and then execute. Figure it out and pursue it and just do it. So again, having that mission statement, having that purpose, and then having that vision, which is another component of the mission statement, right? What do I want to achieve? What do I want to achieve in the future? Where do I see myself years from now, right? Those are one of those interview questions that we would ask in human resources. Where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Where do you see yourself down the road? We should be asking ourselves these same questions with our purpose, with the contribution that we're going to make to this earth. What do we want to achieve in the future? And then on top of that, what are our values? What are the core values, the things inside of us that determine how we behave, that determine how we think? What is your worldview? Where did it come from, right? And even if you have a view or specific way of thinking, that can be changed. Your thoughts can be changed. And when you change your thoughts, you will eventually change your behavior, right? So when you think about your mission statement, and I'm not going to get into the details of how to do that mission statement in this episode. I won't. But you have to think about the personal qualities that you have. Every one of us were designed uniquely. Okay. Some of us might be similar, but everybody is different. Even if you find a set of twins, those twins are different. Even if they look exactly the same, those two people are different. And all of us, if you're a mom and you have multiple children, sometimes you wonder, how is it that I can have two kids that are completely polar opposite? I know for me, my 10-year-old and 5-year-old, completely different personalities, the way they do things, and that's perfectly fine. But you just have to realize, as I'm thinking, and I don't want to get too far off the topic, as my husband and I, as we're raising our two boys, it's almost like we can't raise them. We can raise them with the same values, but there are certain things that need to be tweaked according to how they are. And they were designed that way, right? And as parents, we have to figure out, right, what makes our kids tick, right? We have to figure out how to gear them into what they were designed to do because they're children. And when they become adults, then it's up to them to go ahead and do that thing. In saying that, a lot of times as kids, and again, this is not something where we're sitting here blaming parents for doing this, but a lot of times as kids, they're deterred from either following their dream, following their purpose, or just doing something or taking a risk at something. How many times can you say that you've been told, don't do that, don't do this, you can't do that. Oh no, that's just too much for you. Or you don't have the experience to do that. Just things that are told to you, but you don't realize that that's contributing to the limiting beliefs that you may have at this very moment, right? And it may not have come from a parent. It may have come from someone else, like someone that you looked up to, and I have an example of that. And it's funny because I was going to use my brother. I have two older brothers. The one that's closest in age to me, all of a sudden he just comes to mind as I'm thinking about this. And I didn't ask for his permission to to use this story, but I'm going to. So I don't know if he's listening or not. But anyway, so my brother, I remember that he was in college for engineering. Why? Because my dad was an engineer. And I remember my dad, he started out as, when we were younger, I think he was a civil engineer, and then he became an industrial engineer. And then he went and got his MBA and then became management within that field. And he managed a team of other engineers. So, as any father would do, they're going to lead their children down a path that they feel is going to be not just lucrative, but something stable, something good that they could get into. So, my brother went into the engineering program. He had an awesome skill set in math and those type of things that are necessary in engineering. And he went down that path, went through the whole curriculum, and he went to maybe his fifth year in college doing this thing. And, unfortunately, my dad passed away when my brother and I were in college. But all of a sudden, it occurred to my brother that, wait a minute, I don't like engineering. And I don't want to do engineering. And this is not what I was designed to do. And all the while, he was trying to please my dad. All the while, he was trying to do what my dad was gearing him to do. And again, I find no fault. I'm not finger pointing or anything like that. I'm just using this as an example because, my dad did what he thought would be the best thing to do. And my brother thought he was doing the best thing to do. But in actuality, my dad was trying to either, make a carbon copy and say, okay, I did this, now you do this. But really, my brother was designed to do something else. And let me tell you, it wasn't until he was about 40 years old when he realized what his calling is. And right now, he is a pastor in California. And I'll tell you something, he never looked back after he found out, like, this is what I was called to do. And really, I'm sure he had to do some soul searching, because he probably had to think back, what were the things I was interested in as a young person? What were some of the things that I was doing? And I've heard him say this, I used to, do this as a kid. I used to read these books and think about this, and watch this pastor on TV, and this, and things that I didn't even know that he was doing, but it's because that's what he was geared to do. So finally, and pastoring isn't just, writing a sermon and getting up there and preaching it once a week. There's a lot involved, meeting the needs of the people, getting involved in the community, forging relationships with community leaders, and getting to know the people in your congregation, and delegating your tasks to your staff. There's a lot involved in pastoring. So hats off to anyone who's out there doing that. But my point is, once you find your purpose, once you find that mission, that vision, your core values, I will tell you, you will never be bored, not one day in your life. And I can say, personally, as I, stumbled through life wondering, what is my purpose, and et cetera. And, being in human resources for, for over 20 years. But a lot of the things that we do as we're getting to our purpose, those are all stepping stones and actually leading you to something greater. But again, it's our responsibility to figure out what those things are and how we can use those things to help other people. So really, we shouldn't settle. And if that person is you, stop settling. Maybe you've settled yourself into your current job. Maybe you've settled yourself into what you think is something that is, and don't get me wrong, it could be something that's great, that you're doing. But just because it's great, is it really what you're supposed to be doing? Is it really what you were designed to do? Again, it takes a lot of soul searching. It takes a lot of just sitting down and thinking for just a moment about who you are and what you were designed to do. And it's never too late. As I said in one of my other episodes, it's never too late to figure out what that is. And the freedom, once you find that out, you just feel released. You have this sense of liberty that you can actually operate in your purpose. So I would just encourage everyone, stop settling. Make a list of the things that you want to do. Make a list of things that make you happy. And that list can be anything. And again, this is all part of the soul searching. Within that list, you can write down your qualities, some of the things that you notice about yourself, some of the things that people say about you that maybe you didn't even notice about yourself. That's all part of it. And that's all part of, sometimes you got to, step back, take a step back, and take yourself out of it. And so that's why we need other people to kind of tell us, this is what I see in you. This is what I noticed about you. And that's part of maybe who we are. So Again, making a list of those qualities, making a list of things that make us happy. How do we want to see ourselves and this world? You know, if this world was a perfect place, what would it look like? You know, so again, stop settling. Make a list of things that make you happy. And one of the other things that I just want to encourage you, don't let anyone talk you out of your vision. Don't let anyone talk you out of your dream. There are reasons why some people don't share their dream right away. Sometimes it's out of embarrassment. I don't know, but other times it's because you know that there's going to be that person that's going to say, really? Why would you want to do that? Or what is that? Or that's a crazy idea. You know, someone who's going to try to tear it down or try to discourage you. So sometimes those dreams and those visions don't need to be broadcasted to everyone. Maybe not right off, or maybe not at all. You just do your thing behind the scenes because you know that's what you're supposed to do. You know that's how you were made. So the person telling you no, 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 that's not their dream and that's not their vision. So who are they to tell you who you are? You have to be confident and know within yourself that this is why you were placed on this earth. And a lot of times, what helps, and this has helped me, and those of you who know me well, you know that I have a deep faith in God. And if it wasn't for God, I wouldn't be where I am right now. And I would not have made it through the stumbling around in life. And you have to consult God and ask Him, what is my purpose? Why am I here on this earth? Because there's no better way, as they say, when something's broken, right? And you have an item, what do? You call the manufacturer, the one who made it. You got to call on God, the one who made you. He's the one who knows why you're here on this earth. And He's going to show you and tell you why you're here and what contribution you have to make in this world. So again, once you follow some of these steps, and again, this is an overview. There are a lot of other detailed things to do to find your mission statement, to find your personal mission. But the best thing to do is once you find it, you definitely don't want to let go of it. You don't want anyone to dissuade you from it. You just want to walk in your purpose and do what you were designed to do. So maybe you're a mom who doesn't know her purpose, and I can help you with that. I am a life coach for moms, as I said earlier, and I empower moms to identify their purpose and live it fully while taking care of their families. So definitely, if that person is you, schedule a free consultation with me. www.chatwithcoachangela.com. Chatwithcoachangela.com. Maybe you're a mom and you know your purpose, but maybe you're lacking the courage and the confidence to step out and live your dream and live your purpose. I can help you with that too, because I've been there. So whatever point you are, whatever stage you are, I will meet you there and I will take you to the next level. It's a free consultation, www.chatwithcoachangela. Chatwithcoachangela.com, and let's chat about it. Definitely want to do that. So we are at the end of our show. I just want to thank you, all of you, for joining us and for listening in. For those of you who are not aware I am also on Spotify. You can look me up, The Angela Anderson Show. Follow me on Spotify. You'll be notified once each session is posted. It's Wednesday, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And of course, what you're hearing right now, is streaming, not just on Facebook, on my profile, and in the mom group, Get Your Life on Track, but it's also on YouTube. If you haven't been out to YouTube, everybody, go out there on YouTube and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's at The Angela Anderson Show, not to be confused with my personal channel. That one is just Angela Anderson and some numbers. This one is designed specifically for this show. The Angela Anderson Show. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. And that is all for today. I just want to thank you once again for being with me and for listening in. I hope that what I'm saying to you has resonated with you in some way. And if so, hang on to this, use it, and don't just use it, share it with a friend. Thank you so much. And I will see you next time.